And a very good afternoon to every one of you. It's actually good evening. It's already 4. Thank you so much for joining us once again for this third match of the day. The first match for the men's side featuring GSU and KDF. My name is Florence Bosire.
And my names are Luke Opeto. So thank you and welcome back again. Basically with the anticipation that we have as fans, this is going to be a thrilling match. Having known these sides playing together, it has always been a thriller. So we wait to anticipate and see how the match is going to go on.
Well, both referees taking position right now, getting set for the start of the match. Well, it's important to note that GSU will be participating in this playoff championship without the services of players who have played international, namely Emmanuel Brian Meli and Kosirai, who have featured for teams outside the country. So they've played a different league. They will not be featuring on in this particular match. Whether that will be a disadvantage to General Service Unit, we wait to see. The same fate awaits Kenya Ports Authority, who also have a couple of players who are featured internationally. Do you think that will affect the quality of this match, Luke?
Actually, it will very affect the quality of this match in a lot different ways. Basing into consideration that KDF too don't have some of their key players. Actually, I think it's about the matter of them going to the training school. As you can see, we don't have famous pastor, we don't have Bitok, and I think those are the main two guys who aren't around. So this is a game where two teams lack more of their dependent players. So it's gonna be a very, very thrilling match, basing into consideration that they'll be almost at par. So let's wait and see how it goes.
Indeed, both teams will be at par by virtue of those two situations that are going to be happening, and we are hoping that the game decider is a thrilling one. Well, the first referee's name is Willie Samoei, and he'll be taking the lead in officiating this particular match, a very thrilling match that we expect. KDF, very good team, as well as the General Service Unit, who are the defending champions. Coach GSU Gideon Tarus, the coach Kenya Defence Forces Elisha Aliwa, a former setter of the national team.
So let's wait and anticipate how it's going to be. Seeing at the warm-up of each side, this shows that it's an indication that this is going to be a very, very, very entertaining match.
Both teams trying to shake off the tension and the jitters that come with playing this first match. Again, as they play this match, they are going to determine how you proceed, because a win will boost your morale, but a loss will set you back. Again, the remaining of the other two teams are not easy contenders as well. Kenya Prison Service and also Kenya Ports Authority. We wait to see what happens. As always, please take time to give us your comments, your sentiments, predictions for this match. We appreciate your presence. Remember, this coverage is coming live to you from the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani Indoor Arena, courtesy of Trailblazers Volleyball Club, as well as many thanks to the Kenya Volleyball Federation's executive committee for letting us stream these matches live.
If you're still wishing to come and watch this game, you can avail yourself at the Moi International Kasarani Indoor Arena. It's 4, so I know most of you are out of work, so quickly make your way towards this game. It's a very good game, and it's already kicking off. So it's a service from GSU. Nice one. Then a quick side out by Kvf National of the KDF.
Kvf National, a very, very well-equipped player who has been really instrumental in some major wins for the Kenya Defence Forces side. We wait to see whether there'll be any surprises or upsets during this particular match. Another point for KDF, starting off at a high.
Very, very strong. So the way we anticipated is going to be a very, very, very tough game. Having seen, it's a men's match, so we expect the intensity to be very, very high.
Indeed, the intensity.
It's another error by Joshua. So making it KDF 3, GSU 0.
GSU not quite having the start that they expect. They approach this match with a lot of tension, considering they have a name to protect, being the defending champions of the league.
It's very, very entertaining. So they have a name to protect. For KDF, basing into consideration that they were out of the last playoff, so they are back. So they have to show their worth coming back into these 2022-2023 playoffs.
Indeed, indeed. There is a lot to lose. That ball is hit off court.
But it's a score for KDF. I think it's a touch out.
Touch out?
Yeah, it's a touch out. Yeah. It's out of court, but actually KDF get the score from a touch out. GSU are known for having very, very tall blocks. So it's another good hit from Misiko. Making it 2-4. So very quick middle from Misiko. Very powerful one.
A very, very powerful attack. One thing about General Service Unit is that they have a rich basket of players. They tend to pick the best from the teams around them, and they mostly entice them with employment, which is very important with this time, the economic time in the country.
KDF too have the aspect of employing
indeed.
Players, so this makes them a very, very good team to play. Actually, basing the aspect that we have young players who need, other than playing volleyball, they need work. So, nurturing their talent at the same time, giving them work is very, very, very enticing.
Very enticing. It's a time where the tough economic conditions require you to have a steady source of income. Is it out? There's a net touch.
The net touch.
There's a net touch.
For GSU, they are known for their morale. Even if you are a lot of scores in front of them, they have, let's say, like a name to protect. So it gives them the boost and the confidence that they have. Actually, they can get that. They actually get the set. As you can see, good service by Joshua.
Very good service by Joshua.
Having it towards position 1, getting Maxwell off position. So it's a very, very, very tight game, the way we anticipated it.
Very, very tight game with 1 point lead by KDF, an early lead. Well received. There is a touch out on that ball. Actually, there was a net touch. Both teams trying as much as they can to stop the other from getting a point. Well, I think also it's an advantage for the men's side, especially playing in the KASARANI indoor arena, because there's the luxury of space.
Yeah.
You know that men's volleyball is very intense and very, very consists of the use of a lot of energy compared to the ladies' side. So the freedom to run around, to jump with all the space that is provided by the KASARANI indoor arena is an advantage to the men's side.
Service by Nicholas Matui. Nice reception by Maxwell. Nice. Wow. What a powerful hit. Not expected by anyone. So it's Moses Masharia. Very, very powerfully down the line. So this makes it a very, very... The way we just said it, this is a very, very powerful game. The aspect of them playing in the indoor in KASARANI, with where there's laxity and there's a lot of space, makes it advantageous to the men's side. So they can move freely, they can defend the ball freely. So it's very, very, very good for them. An error by GSU. I think it's Dominic Ruto, famously known as Chelule.
Chelule, formerly of TVC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a former player of the Trailblazers Volleyball Club. And the service for KDF, currently leading at 8.
The service error by Moses. So putting the game into a 1-point difference. So the way we said, GSU have a tendency of composing themselves, coming up to a game where they can easily be back, but at the same time they can easily come and control that game. Not one of the best reception. Yes, good pick by Moses. The nice conversion by Kelly.
Kelly rising up to the occasion there.
Formerly of GSU, so this is an encounter with former employers. So clearly they know each other.
They do know each other. A battle of familiar rivals. Again, very, very strong attack. The setter, or rather that backcourt defense by Josephat Karanja not proving to be sufficient to give KDF that point. But a very good attempt nonetheless. Matthias has a very, very, very big challenge to fit into the shoes of Brian Melly. And so far he's doing a brilliant job trying to give it his best. Well, that angle of setting,
it's quite unexpected. The way you can see, even the GSU mid blockers didn't expect that type of set.
They did not expect it. Cornelius Plagat there, not quite. Agre Kimeli setting that ball quite accurately. Another service error. Quite disappointing. Quite disappointing at this stage of the competitions.
For the men's game, it's a matter of from the start to the end. No errors, utilize what you can get. So
and make as many points as you can.
Seeing a service error at this point is very, very, very unexpected.
That service. Well, that was smart. What a smart move there.
Skill over power, the way they say it.
Maxwell with that simple touch of the ball, earning them a 2-point lead. They've been leading for the better part of this first set. Was there any touch? There wasn't. The libero player failing to receive that ball. Eliud Samoei being displaced completely. Matthias tends to set that ball further from the antenna, so that displaces the blocking line, and they tend to follow the ball and the attacker, giving them room to change it. Wow,
what a powerful attack.
And you have to give it to Matthias.
The way we say
sets are brilliant sets. Brilliant. Look at that. No hands in the air. He tried to get there, but unfortunately that attack was too quick,
too fast, and too powerful.
Well, they equalized the scores 11-11, and he serves it out of court. That's served by Joshua Kimaru, flying right out of court. Ball is still in play. Well picked, Matthias. Atui And it's a point
The KDF side.
for the KDF
touch.
side. There seems to be some form of excitement on court. The fans are up on their feet.
Quite a rally. So we expect more of those
Very beautiful rally there.
in this game.
Well set. Well, they come bailing
Nice
for
attack
blood.
by Joshua.
Joshua, such a powerful attack. Every player who has been able to hit a ball right from the start has gone in hard. They have an aim to protect and they know it. They have a point to prove with the absence of some dependable players. They need to prove a point that even without them, we can still do this.
So it's quite a tough game. Nice pick by Matui.
And he hits it
It's an error.
out of court.
Out of court.
Over ambitious, because the power behind that ball, the excitement that comes with making a very strong hit. Well picked.
Nicholas Matui.
That's it. Again,
Nice attack by Naftali
Chumba.
Chumba. This game, the way we anticipated, it's very, very tough.
very intensive.
Very, very intensive. So we expect it to be very, very high.
Very intensive.
So nice reception by KDF. Good
Again,
transition in the middle.
1 for 1, 1 for 1.
As you can see, these are the GSU fans really, really anticipating a win from their side. So they expect nothing more than a win. But
Indeed.
this is volleyball. You don't know what happens.
And it's never over until it's
It's
over.
over.
You can make the first step, probably even take 2 sets, and be leading in the 3rd set but still lose the match. If you lose your composure, you lose concentration, you're done. Well picked. And that's set. Simple dodge.
Simple dodge.
The result, powerful hit.
Powerful hit. Nice.
Everyone
Thank
is
you very
going
much.
hard.
For your comments, keep them coming. Karen Ombui say ianze. Darius, mtoto wa kiume ni kukaza kiuno. Nice comment. Mili Chabet said GSU mambo yote. We have Ross Mudhoni, all the best KDF. Peter Namui watching from Turkana Lodwa. Thank you. Stay tuned. Paul Mutali, all the best KDF. David Mutei hiyo. Mtoka kamera mlingia field mzuri please. Thank you for the comments. Quad Dominus, GSU are missing some very, very good players. That is quite evident, but it's like most of the team have been missing players. Even if you can see in the ladies side, you can see Pipeline, they missed Tekaru. So it's a matter of just composing yourself and seeing how it will take you to the next level.
Such a nice effort, but unfortunately it did not bear any fruits. Well, those are the General Service Unit fans turning up in large numbers despite the fact that it's a working day, pushing their counterparts to do their best. Well picked, well set, just a touch on the hands.
It's a double. It's a double from the setter.
It's so unfortunate
So
that
unfortunate.
happened. Quite unfortunate. Chumba with that service. Still both teams at par with 16 points each. H. Anthony is solidly behind KDF. So is Kibet Jonathan watching from Nanyuki, Laikipia County. Well picked. So unfortunate. I'm sure that the railing there prevented that ball from being retrieved. You do as much as you can to make sure that you avoid any possible injuries that may occur during the time of play. Nathan Mudhoni, good commentary, Bosire. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us in this live coverage of these games. Remember that we're coming to you live from the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani Indoor Arena. Thank you for joining us. This has been made possible by the Trailblazers Volleyball Club, and also many thanks to the Kenya Volleyball Federation Executive Committee for allowing us to bring you these matches live. Remember, Masaya Kazi Meisha, you can pop in before you go home. There's still one more match that is proving to be really exciting. KPA facing it off with Prisons Kenya. Prisons having so much to lose. The last time they took this title was quite a number of years ago, so they need to regain their title if they can.
Actually, they're targeting Moses. I think they realize Moses is not a good receiver. Now those are the side effects of a very, very poor
error in his reception, right?
Error in reception, leading to a quick chance ball. Then a quick attack. The way we said, GSU are very good at comebacks.
And very dangerous if they are in the lead. Is that a block? Matui blocking that ball. The regret that comes after that move. He wanted to hit it very strongly on the opponent's side, but Matui could not let that happen.
Nice
there you
attack.
go. 2 points. The margins have been narrowed to just 2 points, with KDF at 17 and GSU 19.
Nice pick by Musa.
The whistle went off.
It's a double touch.
It's a double touch.
Quick substitution, which was really, really needed.
Very timely. Could it also be that the coach is rather a bit worried?
Let's see if the substitution will pay off.
Collins Muya coming in.
Nice reception for Maxwell. Then, good side out.
A block out by Joshua Kimaru of the General Service Unit. The margin still remains to be 2 points. Service by Maxwell. Well set by Matthias. Very wonderful set by Matthias. With time, he has mastered all his players and knows how well to feed the balls to them according to what they are good at and their strong points. 21 GSU, 18 KDF. Any predictions for this match, Luke?
For me, if GSU have this high tempo that they are consistently using it, I think for them it's going towards their way. As you can see, it has led to a timeout by KDF. So KDF have to go back to the drawing board. It's a very, very high time, and it's a very, very good time to go back to the drawing board, so they can at least cope up with the pressure of which GSU are forcing towards them. A 4-point lead is not that way bad, but in a game like this one, when you're playing GSU, when they are 4 points in front, it's very, very hard to cope up with it. So they have to go deeper and see how they can cope up and come back to the game. The way they started well, but along the way they lost the focus a little bit.
Exactly, both teams starting on very high notes. Well, that 4-point lead coming in after the 20-point mark is rather really dangerous, if you ask me, because now GSU is only looking for 3 points to finish this first set, while KDF is looking to first cover up those 4 points. An error in service by General Service Units Joshua Kimaru. 19 KDF, 22 GSU, still a 3-point lead. Not so good. Bernard Wechuli. Beautiful block. It's a 2-point lead for GSU.
The way we said, KDF can come back in the game. The way we said, 4-point lead in a men's game ain't that bad. So you can just come up, gather yourself, and pick up the pace. But the way KDF, if they play it like this, they're gonna have
Bernard Wechuli is stepping out, and in comes one Cornelius Rotich.
Nice service. Very, very, very quick and powerful hit by none other than Dominic Ruto, aka Chelule. From the time in Trailblazers, he has been known for very, very powerful hits and very, very quick. So it's not a new thing. So it's the way we've seen it. It's a very, very quick attack.
A very quick attack by Chelule. Well set. Both setters doing a brilliant job, making this match very exciting. I think it's now upon the attackers from both sides to make sure that they convert those beautiful sets into direct points, because again, you don't want your opponent picking your ball, and again, you don't want to give out a free ball. Well, there is Milgreen Lutuvula, formerly of Kenya Commercial Bank, now featuring for the Kenya Defence Forces ladies team, which unfortunately did not make it to the playoffs, trying to support her male counterparts and cheering them on. Well, in comes Agre Kimeli for the service.
Kelly is back too.
Kelly is back on court again. Probably another attempt to solidify the front court defense, maybe. Well, there's a timeout by Kenya Defence Forces. The fans for General Service Unit cheering on the team. They've always been solidly behind the team, always traveling with them whenever they can. I'm sure if they could travel beyond the borders of the country, they would possibly do so for the love of their team. Kenya Prisons waiting for their match that is up next against Kenya Ports Authority. And we're back with Kenya Defence Forces at the service, trailing by 2 points. Chelule.
Not a powerful attack, but
a point
nonetheless. So making it very, very efficient for them. So this is GSU are at set point. Then KDF are at 21. So
with Boniface making that change and Chelule stepping out, they're at set point 24. Boniface being known for calmness and still in play. Very interesting coming from men's side.
This is leading to GSU picking up that
Actually,
set.
it's over. They didn't get that point. Oh, I really thought it was a block towards the side of GSU and a point for KDF. Well, as it turned out, GSU starting at a high.
it's a training match, so we have to see how it goes. By the look of things, the way it's going towards GSU side, but we cannot write off KDF at this point. It's just the start of the game. So the first set is over, but we've seen very, very, very good action from both sides, meaning this game is going to be unfailing anytime. So coming up right now is almost, we're going to give you the set statistics in a short while. But by the look of things, KDF are really trying. They just need to maintain their tempo they started with in the first few scores. If they had maintained it well, right now they could have been enjoying this first set. But GSU being known for their good comebacks, I think they've just managed their way around, maneuvered. So right in front of your screen are the statistics of the first set, which goes to GSU, with the points going at 25 for GSU and 21 for KDF. On attacks, GSU are the dominant part with 17 attacks and KDF with 13. Block side, KDF are superior with 3 and GSU with 1. Service aces, GSU have 2 while KDF have none. Then opponents error, they share regarding on what your opponent's done, so they have 5 apiece. So those are basically the statistics of the first set. What's your view on the first set, Flo?
Well, the first set was a thrilling one. Was promising a bit of, I think I expected much more of the action that we have just seen. Of course, both teams bringing on their A game, but from the intensity that started from the first point, and also the comeback from both teams trying as much as they can to garner as many points as they could. Well, I feel that it did break down a bit when GSU started taking the lead. Kenya Defence Forces faltered a bit, and that cost them the set as we saw. But it's interesting to note that they did end the set having gone past the 20-point mark. Well, give us your predictions about this particular match that has just started, or rather, the first set just ended at 25-21 in favor of General Service Unit. Tell us what you think about the fact that players who have featured professional are not allowed to take part in this particular playoffs. The same thing affecting the Kenya Ports Authority team. And tell us what you think. Does it water down the level of the game, or do you think this is an opportunity for players who have not been featured for a while or have been benched for quite some time to get a platform to show what truly they're made of? Thank you for joining us once again. If you can, make your way to Kasarani right now. Bado kuna mechi moja ya kufana ambayo haijaanza kati ya akina ndugu zetu wa Kenya Prisons wakipishana na timu ya Kenya Ports Authority. I'm sure timu hizo mbili kila moja iko na psyche ya kuhakikisha kwamba wameshinda mechi yao ya kwanza, ufunguzi wa kinyang'anyiro hichi cha kuamua atakayeibuka mshindi katika ligi kuu ya Kenya 2023.
It's going to be a really second good encounter. But the look of the lineups, I think KDF have changed their lineup. Some few changes regarding the first team that started the first set. You can see a change in the middle.
Well, Moses Mashari, I don't think was on the starting team. That is a new face. We wait to see whether this will make an impact on their performance in this particular set. I do believe that the first service goes to the Kenya Defence Forces. Thank you for your comments. Harrison anasema GSU will win 3-1 against KDF. Ivy Anane listening to Florence Swahili is sweeter than ice cream. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Pamela Magut is saying may the best team win. Kosirai tuning in live from Tunisia. Go Generals. Solidly behind his team. Chumba takes on the first point with that powerful hit.
Seeing by the start tempo of the game, this shows that GSU means business. So they are not going to let off KDF easily. So KDF have to pull up their socks. So it's a very, very tough call for KDF to strike. Nice pick. It was a good defense. Then quick cover. Then there's a net touched by Naftali Chumba. This makes it 1 apiece.
We could be looking at a 5-setter, if you ask me, because both teams are really trying their best. I think it will be a case of luck, and the team with the most minimal mistakes. The ball is still up. Well set. That dodge, costly, really costly. There you go. You cannot dodge a ball in that manner and not expect some form of punishment in the form of a very powerful attack from your opponents. Both teams, very, very strong attacks in these competitions.
For Hilary Mbogo, I can see you're saying waiting for KPF versus Prisons Kenya, Kamara, Tuo, Melibero. I don't think a wish should be granted. I think Kamara play professional, so I don't think he's going to play in this game. So I don't think a wish should be granted. So you have to bear with the situation. Looking at this game, it's going on well. We have Geoffrey Otieno with the best team win, but it's hope. Trying to see our international champs locked out. PP, Mombasa West Volleyball Club. I think these guys based in Mombasa for the KPS side. It's a rule that was set, so it has to go across all teams.
And I think as unfortunate as that is, it has both the good side and the bad side. The good side is that the players who rarely get a chance to play get to play. And the bad side is that we are denied a chance of seeing some improved level of volleyball, if you ask me. These players who have gone out to feature for professional clubs get to experience new forms of play that, if implemented in the Kenyan league, will change and also inspire the other players to match up, which will improve the level of the game.
It's another reception error from KDF. It's quite amusing. They're leaving GSU to go quite in front at this very early stage of this second set.
I think it's a case of they haven't quite really grasped a formation that works for them. GSU seems to be dismantling everything they attempt to do. So they're just left with a choice of going hard and hoping that they are not stopped in their tracks. But I haven't seen a case where an attack from the Kenya Defence Forces goes right across the net without no touch, or rather with no touch from any of the hands of the General Service Unit. But the opposite is true. We've seen the likes of Chumba attacking that ball with little to no hands in the air. So yeah, it shows the class of play of the General Service Unit being above what Kenya Defence Forces is doing.
I can see Robert Mkomba asking, where is Meli GSU? Meli played in Tunisia, so he played professional, so he can't play in this year's playoff. So it's another situation where every professional player that has played outside can't play in this continuing league. So you have to bear in mind knowing that any player who played professional can't play in this playoff.
And it goes both ways also for the ladies side. The same applies. We've seen the likes of Noel Murambi, Makuto missing in action during this league. And that block was not anticipated. An easy dodge, well set. Again, lack of control there. He underestimated the speed of that ball, and indeed it costed him.
So the way we say it, ball control, it's a key aspect that we have to put into consideration in our day-to-day playing activities. So
Really important ingredient in making a complete player. 3-block defense. And that effort, good effort. Unfortunately, it's not good enough. But a good fight.
I think
by
they
the libero.
have started to realize themselves.
Slowly but surely, they know that if you do not employ some level of strength when attacking those balls,
what an attack. Nicolas Matui directly cross-court, taking advantage of his height against the setter.
and Matui has come on strong. For the time that we've been watching this match, Matui has become untamable.
Helping GSU at very, very, very dependent time of need.
Indeed, you want to garner as many points as you can. And that rebound is well picked, though across the net. Still in play. Oh, unfortunately, it isn't. Interesting to see men diving for balls. It's rather not a normal scene. Is there an injury? We hope not. No injury. Just, I think, a bad landing that is not so bad.
So I think they have to. KDF have tried.
They're really fighting. Well set. Again, hands. Matthias trying to stop that ball. Robert Mkoba is saying all the best. KDF watching from Nanyuki. Farida Catherine, all the best. Team GSU. Abigail, I can see my homie there. Moses, number 15, all the best. Team KDF.
And a set error from Matui. It's quite very, how can I say it? Mostly it's about our technique. So like the thing you've seen happening to Matui, it's we try to set the ball cross court, then a double touch. So we have to.
I think also the way they handle, again, the basic volleyball is really important.
Really important.
How you begin, how the baby steps and how you grow into the game basically determines how good you're going to be when moving forward in even higher levels of playing volleyball. Because I believe as you play professionally, the better you are, the better the teams that you play for. We are yet to see a player feature for a VNL team in terms of playing professional. I think the highest, the player who has featured for, I think the best level of volleyball is Philip Mayo, who has since retired. One of the first players to feature professional for the men's side in the country. He has had a very rich,
Nice block from KDF.
a very strong block from KDF.
Putting the game into. I think they're in front. KDF for the first time in this set they're in front. It's 10-9. The way we said, it's very, very unexpected to write off KDF right now. Somewhere, I think he's supposed to pick up that ball. It's quite simple for him, being a libero.
It's supposed to be the case. Well, there's a lot of nerves and anxiety that comes with this competition. Look at the points, 10 points each. It means that both teams are trying as much as they can. Did that ball cross the net? And the referee didn't say anything. Powerful attack.
That's with Chuli in the middle.
Chuli with a lot of power behind that ball. Again, Chumba did not see it coming.
Nice
Matui.
attack by Matui.
11-11. It can easily be a 5-setter, this one. From the look of things, it could
KDF
easily.
have realized themselves. They're trying really hard. I think they have to maintain this tempo so that they can at least move towards the other set. But if they lose concentration as they move on, it's gonna be tough.
And that set, very good set. Unfortunately, that one-man block, it actually looks like a one-hand block off of the hands of Matui. It is a one-hand block. The left hand stopping that attack. Chumba with a float, jump float. That ball was actually hit above the block.
Oh, wow.
Shows the quality of play that
Actually, it's above.
Moses Macharia.
Above.
Above the block. That must be a very high jump. Serves it out of court. Very costly mistake.
So KDF have to be keen. Simple mistakes might cost them this set, so they have to be keen. GSU are very formidable force, so you have to be well vigilant with what they can do. As of now, they are trying to push it to move far away from them, so they have to keep up the pace.
Moses Macharia with that powerful attack. And he goes on to serve. The score's still at a tie, 13-13.
Service by Moses Macharia. Picked up by Naftali.
Good attack. Unfortunately, it goes out of court. But some landing there. KDF.
It might,
Maxwell.
it almost cost them because Maxwell, I think, he was limping a bit.
Indeed, he was. It seemed like he had an injury. Well, interesting there.
Simple point.
Very simple point.
I don't expect Samoe to have these kind of errors right now. He's well versed in reception, so they're actually trying to cover Moses from the hard services of GSU.
Still on. An unexpected set, that one. Everyone anticipated that ball to go to the far end. Well, it did seem to be an inside ball.
It seems to be an inside ball.
Probably it was too quick for the referee. We take a look again. It was indeed inside.
It's in.
Well, the referee is allowed to make a couple of mistakes. The agitation and anger on the fans of the General Service Unit, citing the unfairness of that point being awarded to the Kenya Defence Forces volleyball team. Will he maintain the same? He stands his ground. The point goes on to Kenya Defence Forces.
It's not like a surety that referees have to do their decisions correct each time. So it's a matter of them trying to be correct. So
Indeed.
at some point, man is to err.
Yeah, they are allowed to make mistakes. And I guess that was one of them. Well, that was one interesting rally that the ball kept on going, and there were attacks, and the same player having made the attack, swiftly making the rebounds, taking the rebounds and asking for it again until eventually the ball touched the ground. The libero.
I think Nick tried to throw a simple dodge towards Jesse's side, but it landed on his side,
It's unfortunate.
forcing into a substitution by the Kenya Defence Force technical bench. It's quite unfortunate, which it's very, very
Well,
not pleasing.
Matthew is saying, I miss the moments of Mayo, Sila, Makiso, and Aliwa as their setter. The three duo were giving sleepless nights to other teams, especially Sila Makiso, who was playing very tactically, which is very, very true. Sila Makiso was tactical in his play. Matthew is watching live from Doha.
That's a powerful attack. In the middle, which is a quick conversion by Moses Masharia, putting it into a 2-point adrift game. Nice quick set by Matthias through the middle and well converted by Joshua Kimaru. That's quite a response, basing the fact that KDF in the previous rally used the middle pipe as a way to get the instant side out. Quite a good response by GSU, making it 18-15. Service by Dominic Ruto. Then net violation by GSU, leading it to be given to KDF. Substitution by KDF, Kelly coming in. Then Moya Collins going out. So I think basically it's about block and I think the technicality of the game. So they're trying to complain.
There was he did attack from backcourt.
Yeah, I think Joshua is in backcourt and stepped on the line. But actually KDF are complaining about the first ball. Kelly seems to think that the ball didn't cross. But luck was on their side and Joshua Kimaru stepped on the line and it was an easy point to KDF. This forces Gideon Tarus, head coach GSU, to call for a timeout.
Bill Green indicating the need for that timeout, probably knowing that the heat had piled up too much. Very, very excited, showing
KDF flag.
yes, and a salute there indicating and now home, that is the Kenya Defence Forces.
Service by Maxwell.
Chumba picks it again. Still in play. They save it. Yes, they do. Again. And that attack by Matui. Wow. So much power behind that ball. GSU 19. KDF 17.
It's a really, really thrilling match. KDF.
Form of reply to what Matui just did. A very strong attack that has been awarded by another very strong attack.
Actually, Moses is hitting the ball above the GSU blocks.
Above the blocks, and we know GSU to be one of the teams with the best block line. Another point. Shadrach Misiko there. Both teams trying their best. I think this time round it's going to be a case of luck or experience, so to speak, in the wheat that comes with playing, because GSU are on fire and so is KDF, just 2 points trailing behind General Service Unit.
Not one of the good receptions. Quick pick up by Hudson.
Matthias.
Then
Again.
Joshua Kimaru ensures that the point goes to GSU, leading to a timeout by KDF. It's quite intriguing because the way we said, if KDF had maintained their tempo that they started,
They would have made quite some.
This shows that GSU have a very, very good finishing mentality and a very, very good morale in their finishing of very, very many sets, which is like a booster to them, owing that they have 2 more very, very hard and aggressive games to play.
Bozi Mlawatu there with a constant support, all the supporters, him being a very constant and solid supporter of the general service unit.
He has been a long time fan of the general service unit
From a very long time ago.
very, very long time.
The serve goes right out of court.
Service error by Naftali Chumba.
Matthew tweeted saying that Joshua Kamari is the youngest player on the field. He's asking him to keep up the good work. Kirwa Carol is watching live from the Gulf. KDF, my team, all the way. Meshak with the observation that Matthias is settling in well and adjusting to the pressure of the game. If trained well on how to maintain his emotions, he may well be a good replacement for Meli. Interesting observation there about Matthias.
So GSU
Still with a 2-point lead.
yeah,
They have maintained that from the point they broke away from the tie, a very long tie, I think, well into the 13th point. They started breaking away and they've maintained the 2-point lead up to this point. Easily picked, Matthias. And the whistle goes up.
I think it's a
Double touch.
set error.
Don't you think that such penalties in regards to handling the ball, it's bound to happen. It happens even to the best of players.
Yeah.
They may be very articulate in how they set, but it does happen once in a while. Don't you think the fact that it is always penalized in the Kenyan league and in there are some referees that are characterized with penalizing this particular action, does it bring in some level of fear to the players when they attempt to pass that ball through the overhead pass, with the fear that if I touch this ball like this, then it's going to be a penalization because it's also affecting the setters who are specialized in the overhead pass?
It's actually a big aspect, owing to entering a game knowing that you have a referee who is well good at penalizing double touches. It brings in the fear to most, even the setters themselves. So they'll have to be very careful, making it a very, very, very hard.
Very, very powerful attack there. Kenya Defence Forces, Josephat Karanja, not
known as
giving
Mosha.
it easy. But don't you think it's a little bit too late with the GSU at 23 and KDF at 21? It's possible for them to come back. But the line of attack in GSU, interesting. It's still in play. Ooh, that will cost them. That will definitely cost them. And there it is. Matui killing it. Any simple ball, any chance GSU gets, they make sure to convert that into a point. And now they're at a set point, 24-21. Will we see a repeat of the first set? Wait to see.
Actually, Agri had celebrated very, very early, thinking that he had gotten the block. It's a ball in.
It's a ball in according to the referee. 22, they break that score margin of the first set. It did end at 25-21 in favor of GSU. Looking for 1 point, and the net saves the day. Again, still in play. Who will it be? There's nobody. Again, costly mistake. And that's the result.
Costly mistake.
There it is. The General Service Unit taking the second set 25-22. KDF putting up a fight. Unfortunately, it's not good enough. A very thrilling second set there. We can only wait to see what the third set had in store.
So the match has been, it's quite entertaining by the look of things. GSU are in a very, very good track compared to the KDF side. So the KDF are 2 sets down, making them to have a lot of consideration on how they're going to approach this game. So it's tough for KDF. They have to dig in deeper. I think the coaches might have learned something from the first 2 sets. They start well, even if they are behind, they catch up well. But I think their finishing power is a bit low. So that set goes to GSU, making the game to be 2-0. I think the set statistics are about to come in a short while. See the breakdown on how this second set has gone in favor of GSU. So onto your screens you can see these are the set statistics of the second set. On the points, GSU have 25 points while KDF have 22 points. But the look of things on the attack, it's a dominant in the GSU part, giving them a total of 20, which is quite impressive, and KDF have 13. For blocks, GSU have none, while KDF have 1. So services, none of the team has any. And while you can see down below, GSU capitalizing from the opponent's area, getting 5, while KDF getting 8. This leading to a total of 25, as you can see very well. GSU have the set by their side. So I think KDF have to dig in deeper. Being 2 sets down in this kind of game, it's very, 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 very hard to come back, but nothing is impossible. We've seen a lot of comebacks. It's not that we're going to write off KDF right now. They're still in the game. They have to just to realize themselves and see how they're going to get the other 2 sets. But for now, I think GSU are in the driving seat of this game. So let's wait and see. But don't write KDF off. We've seen a lot of upsets in the long, long years of volleyball in Kenya. So it's a matter of the third set. We'll see how it goes. But GSU are well advanced in this game, while KDF need to dig in deeper and move and improve on almost all aspects for them to come back and win this game. So coming up next is the third set between GSU and KDF. I think Karanja starts in. Moses, Masharia maintains. For GSU, they've just sticked with their starting 6. So it's just a matter of twisting the lineup to see how it goes. Third set on its way.
Coach Anthony is making an observation that KDF is doing poorly in blocks. GSU playing well at home, but while we are in Egypt, it's a whole other scenario. Matui with that point, getting the first point of the third set.
Basing on the comment saying that GSU are doing good home and doing not so good out, it's a matter of exposure.
Indeed.
For me, it's a matter of exposure. With time, we'll get there, but we have to do a lot to get there. It's not a matter that we're just going to wake up one day and go and dominate the other teams. The other teams have invested in their well.
Indeed, that is true.
Volleyball stuff. So we have to do a lot in order to reach there. So
and especially the grasp of the techniques they play, the grasp of the basics of volleyball. They're way above us, like you mentioned earlier. They happen to have interacted with the ball at a very young age. So by the time they are of prime age, they have mastered literally everything.
Everything, making it volleyball seem like a very, very simple game to them and a very, very hard game to us. Nice. Quick attack by Bernard Uchuli. Quite unexpected. Looking at the distance from the setter and taking it very high above Cornelius of GSU.
Well, an interesting observation here or rather comment by Paul Onyango. Any rolling hit is a double contact. It has nothing to do with the referees characterized with changing it, as you put it. Well, I beg to differ because in the international matches, competitions, sometimes the World Championships, the referees panel sit down and decide that in this particular championship, we will not be penalizing the double contact. And however much it happens, it is not penalized. Like I said, it is a mistake that is undisputed. But again, the level in which it is penalized, I think the panel of referees sometimes decide that no, let them get away at very high levels of volleyball. I think that also should be something that sometimes is implemented in different levels of play in the country. Again, I stand to be corrected.
It's not just a matter of penalizing it every time.
Exactly.
It's just a simple roll, you just penalize it. It's a matter of the
keeping
flow of the game.
Ball flying.
Keep the ball flying. A simple roll makes the ball go. It's not that when it just rolls simply, you just take it as a fault.
As a fault. And especially if there's a long rally that has been happening, then a referee makes that call. It kills the momentum of the game. And the motto in volleyball is, again, keep the ball flying.
A total roll is a total roll. We can't deny that. But a simple roll, it's at some point punishable, but don't punish it in the extent that you are known for only punishing
exactly
balls that roll from a player's hand. It will just make a mentality towards the game that ball is rolling
and kill the excitement of the match.
Yeah.
You see again the fans love to watch a long rally. You cannot kill a rally by penalizing a double contact when the heat is so high.
Nice block by KDF, but another service error by Maxwell, killing the momentum of the game. So I think they have to minimize the errors. They are chasing 2 sets, so it's a matter of now don't be overcautious. That leads to a lot of error. Just play your game.
Just play your game, indeed. Well, the fans trying to insinuate that ball was directed squarely to the coach general service unit. I do not think that was the intention. Matthew is asking where Maxwell is. Maxwell is wearing jersey number 1 for the Kenya Defence Forces side. He is on court. Matui receives it. Matthias, the antenna. The ball is out.
KDF are known to start a set very well, but maintaining the tempo is one of their biggest problems. I hope they maintain it in this set so they can pick this set. Currently, the scores are KDF 8, GSU are at 5.
And Bernard Wechuli serving that ball. Matui fails to receive it. There's a substitution. I think Matui steps out and Bonifetri comes in. I think just to calm him down.
Yeah,
The-
it has been an exhausting.
It has, and he has delivered for a better part of this match.
Quite a good effort from the KDF side, but not enough to
Give them a
keep the
point.
ball in the air.
Agree, Kimeli. Again, Misiko coming in to help Matthias and Chumba in the front line defense. There you go.
Quite an
It's
attack from Moses Masharia. He has
What-
been a very good player from this side. I hope he maintains it till
The end.
Till the end.
because
Since he has
they
been
still have 3 more matches to play. It's a good start. A wonderful combination there, arranged by Matthias and well executed by
Joshua. Joshua has been instrumental to this GSU side. So nice, another wonderful and powerful attack
another
by
wonderful one.
Moses. Actually, it's like they're responding just directly towards each other. One attack from this side, the other one, then very, very powerful attack.
A jump serve and an
Which-
error in service.
By Moses Musharia. I think the coach is telling him we are a bit behind right now, so be a bit clinical with the execution of your service. By the look of things, you can see the coach is telling him, please execute your
better.
service well. We really need this set.
Ball is still in play.
And it's a net touch by
net
Shadrach
touch.
Misiko. I think he's pointing at the shot. He's
He
pulling
is.
his shot, knowing clearly that it's the shot that led to the touch of the net. Nice pick by Chumba. Then a very, very, very solid block by Bernard Wechuli. It was quite evident Misiko tried to go back to the angle that he came from, but I think Wechuli saw him very well and blocked him direct. That leads to a timeout to GSU.
A timeout for GSU. And KDF taking the lead at 12 points to just 8.
This shows at some point at this set we've seen some signs of improvement in the KDF side.
Indeed.
The way I said after the second set, don't write off KDF.
You cannot write off
You
KDF.
cannot write off KDF. It's never over until it's over. So the referee is the final say of this game.
Indeed.
So we have to wait and see how it goes.
Well picked. Matthias sets it. The block out or a net touch.
Net violation by KDF. If you still need to watch this game, make your way towards the more international KASARANI Indoor Stadium. You'll find a very intriguing and a very, very intense match between the KDF and the GSU side. After this, we'll have another very good and entertaining match between the Kenya Prison Service and the Kenya Post Authority, known as
Still in
Bandari.
play. There's a net touch. Unfortunately, And we wait to see how that translates into points. Kelly with that service. Well set. Again.
And
Matthew setting that ball away from the net. Past the net towards the side of the referee to confuse, I think, the blocking line, who might think that that ball won't be attacked, but the attackers are doing the best they can to make as many points as they can.
very, very, very powerful and nice. I think this is amongst the best attacks of Maxwell. He has utilized that Matthias isn't that tall and actually used his the point. I think it's the space between them, Matthias and Cornelius, and actually executed it very well. So Maxwell goes for service.
Maxwell at the service.
Nice quick execution from Kelvin Omuse, giving the team a very, very good and a boost as they reach the 15-point mark, whereas GSU trail with 10 points.
GSU trailing at 10. KDF 15. Will they take this set? We wait to see.
Quick attack by Cornelius. Cornelius is known for his quick attack. He's a very quick middle player. So I think he's very, very, very instrumental in this team.
Indeed, he is. Ball is still in play. Well, an error.
It's an error in setting.
I think he lost balance in trying to set that ball. Elisha Aliwa, the coach, who is also a very well experienced setter, trying to tell him to calm down, control the match. The setter is the engine of the team. And he saved it. Well set. Well received. This time round,
Moses Masharia ensures that the point goes to the KDF side.
translating that into a point for the KDF side.
Nice pickup by Omuse. Actually, they've realized that they can play very well. I think it's a boost to them.
It is. There's been some pump of energy that they've come in with after that timeout, the just recent timeout they've had, save for the one that Tarus called 13-16. GSU serving.
Joshua with a very, very quick middle attack. And it's a block by Agri. Actually, Misiko didn't expect that. It was very, very unexpected of Misiko to see how it goes. Then Joshua, Agri, sorry for that, a quick block in the middle.
And a powerful hit
by Joshua again.
Joshua again. KDF still having a comfortable lead of 3 points. If they maintain this, they are well on their way to taking this set and maybe making this a 5-setter.
Then another score by Moses Masharia. He has been very, very, very well conversant with how he attacks and executes his perfection in his technical part, the attacks. So this makes him become a very, very formidable force for the KDF side, leading GSU to have like some consideration how they're going to get his attack. Nice pick by Bonfentry. Then a poor block by Maxwell.
Making it 15-18, still 3 points ahead. Kenya Defence Forces still leading. And it goes out. Such an expensive error by Chumba.
Naftali. They're actually trailing, so it's like, let's say it's like a pain in them to lose. Very, very, very unexpected error from
another error in service. 16-19.
the KDF side. So Emmanuel Kogo comes in. I think he comes in for Shadrach Misiko. I think it's the aspect of service. Then it's
Solid
a block.
block.
A solid block. Making the game into a 2-point difference. Needing KDF to call for timeout. Very, very entertaining game.
Very entertaining game for both teams, with the score margin having been narrowed to just 2-point lead by Kenya Defence Forces. That service. They get a point.
I think
The
it's
referee-
a step over. It's a step over.
The referee penalizing it, much to the excitement of the General Service Unit. The scores are at 18 for GSU and 19 for KDF. Still in play, Matthias Bonifetri, known for his power attacks and very, very solid block. And there it is, General Service Unit.
I think it's a net touch.
There was a net touch. How unfortunate for GSU. So unfortunate for GSU. Well, the referee some way penalizing that touch off the net.
Agri comes in. I think the aspect of blocks, which at this point they really need to get forward and get some good scores for them to pick up this set.
Well,
So,
KDF just stepped onto the 20-point mark. GSU trailing by 2 points. Anything is possible, knowing how GSU functions. Again, an error, making it 19 GSU, 20
and
KDF.
Gregory coming out, then Agri coming back in.
2019. Jump float, well received, well set. It's a block, and they equalize. 20-20.
The way I said at the beginning of this set, KDF are well known to start very well, but towards the finishing of their set, they tend to lose some focus. So they have to maintain the focus they've been with for them to win this set, or else GSU are going to wrap up this game very easily.
Very easily indeed.
So the scores are 20 ups.
20-20.
GSU with the service. Nice service from Joshua.
Still in play. A simple tap of that ball. Matthias. A strong attack.
From Joshua, which leads GSU moving in front. 21-20.
21-20. You don't want GSU to come from behind and in that point warrants the substitution for Kenya Defense Forces. Moses Macharia stepping out. Very quick attack there. Very quick attack. 21-21.
They have to compose themselves. It's quite a delicate and a very, very, very tough part of the game. So Moses Macharia comes back in. I think they need his power for quick execution and getting the scores.
Probably needed a bit of a break to settle in. And in he comes. Matthias. Still in play. Matthias. This time round, it is still in play. And Macharia.
As we expected, he's needed in attacking. So he executes it very well and gives KDF the score that they really, really needed. Forcing the ball between the hands of GSU setter Matthias.
Well, he has really capitalized on that weakness for GSU, knowing that Matthias doesn't quite have the arm reach of his counterparts.
Actually, Matthias has realized that Joshua is giving him all the scores. As you can see, Joshua comes in for middle pipe and gets it very well past KDF.
Indeed, he does, and General Service Unit equalizing the points to 22-22. Quite a very crucial point there. Any form of errors will prove to be really costly. Macharia, I'm sure it's Macharia. This time round, again, a point for Kenya Defense Forces, taking a step. Now standing at 23 against 22 of the General Service Unit. Waiting to see whether they will take this set.
Bernard Chuli goes out. Cornelius comes in. This is, I think, they need a very, very good server for them to actually destabilize GSU's reception. So that's why I think they did that substitution.
Indeed, that is exactly well received. Matthias, and it's on the net.
It's an error from Joshua.
KDF
at set point.
GSU at 22. Timeout by Coach Tarus of the General Service Unit. Well, Paulo is asking if number 15 of KDF is Sila's brother. No, he is not. Sila's brother should be, or rather should have reported to the KDF training. They just concluded recruitment that happened. His name is Agre Kibunge. He has been employed by the Kenya Defence Forces. The person you're talking about is one Moses Masharia, not quite a regular face in the team, as we know.
The way we say this aspect of them,
And it's done.
it's done.
It's set for KDF. Much to their excitement, and Lewa is smiling there. Clearly, his tactics have worked out, and the boys have delivered.
The way we anticipated a very, very, very intriguing match. But the look of things, 2 sets to 1. GST leading by 2 sets to 1, but KDF managed to gather themselves and pick the 3rd set. But the look of things, it seems to be going to a then it seems like a 50-50 situation. So the way we say, don't write off KDF at this point, but the look of things, they have regained themselves and they are looking to move forward. So these are the match statistics of the 3rd set. GSU have 22 points, KDF have 25. In attacks, GSU have 11, KDF have 12. In blocks, KDF being dominant with 6, then GSU with 2. Services, KDF have 1, GSU have 0. Then opponents era, GSU have 9, while KDF have 6. So wait, as we wait for the 4th set. as we say, the well-anticipated match goes on. It's the fourth set, where GSU lead by 2-1. It's another very, very intriguing set, so we expect more of these thrilling encounters between these two sides. I think GSU have done a slight change. I think Misiko is out. I think Emmanuel Kogo is in for this particular fourth set, where they really need this set in order for them to wrap up this game. For KDF, they really need two sets. They need this set more than GSU need this set for them to go for a 5-set thriller. So it's a service from the KDF side to kick off the game. Nice pick by Samuel, libero of KDF. Then a chance ball towards GSU, which is an attack error by Naftali Chumba, leading to KDF picking the first point of the game. I think KDF have some particular strong energy coming to the fact that they've picked the third set. So it's a very interesting set for it to watch. Emmanuel Kogo with a very quick middle attack, giving GSU their first point of this set. Nice pick by Moses. Then nice quick middle attack by Bernard Wechuli, edging KDF in front, making it 2-1. The way we say this match is intriguing. I'm your host, Luke Copeto, moving towards the fourth set of the 2023 playoff, which is the first men's game. It's between the General Service Unit and the Kenya Defence Forces, live from the Nairobi Moi KASARANI Indoor Stadium. If you're able to come and watch the game, you can come. Right now, being the fact that I know most of us are out of their working areas, if you can make way towards the KASARANI Indoor Stadium, move in. If you aren't able to make it to the KASARANI Indoor Stadium, you can watch the game live under our YouTube channel, which is Trailblazers Volleyball Club. Nice play by KDF. Then a quick middle attack by KDF, making them to move forward in this set. KDF have the energy that they've had to with finishing the third set. It's quite evident with how they are playing. Nice attack by Joshua, making the scores 3 to GSU, then 4 to KDF. It's quite an entertaining game. Very entertaining, as expected. Service by GSU, Emmanuel Kogo, nicely picked by Maxwell. Then a very powerful attack between Bonfentry and Cornelius from Moses Mashari of the KDF side, making a very statement towards this fourth set. So KDF are moving very well in this fourth set. This makes them very well advantageous. Then a service error by Moses, cancelling out the initial score that he had given KDF. I think Moses has to be clinical with the service. I think the coach has to tell him on how to serve it. Then another service error by Joshua Kimaru of the General Service Unit, leading to KDF have a 2 lead in this fourth set. Service by the KDF. Nice reception by the GSU. Then I think it's a miscommunication between the middle blocker and the outside hitter. The middle blocker didn't expect it to be blocked, leading for a timeout by the GSU side. As we said, this game is quite intriguing and very energetic, being the first game of the men's side of this 2022-2023 playoff. So it's a very formidable match, owing that the playoff is the top 4 teams of the country. So KDF, it's not by luck they are in this competition. So they are in this competition by merit. So we have to give them let's say it's like they needed to be here. Quick side out by Bonfentry Mukehe, giving GSU the 5th point of this 4th set. Service by GSU, Bonfentry Mukehe. Nice reception by Maxwell. Then a quick middle attack, giving KDF a 3-point lead. GSU did quietly anticipate it, but they read it very well. But it was very fast for them to get the score. Nice covering by Cornelius, ducking that ball easily before the KDF side reacted to it. Service by the GSU side, Cornelius on the service side. Quite a very interesting match, and it's an ace. It's an ace from Cornelius. Didn't quite expect it to get Moses off guard, but I think he didn't anticipate it very well. So it's a quick ace from GSU. They try to get the score, but it's another point by the KDF side. Service by Maxwell, and a service error, giving GSU an advantage, leading it to a 1 different point game. So Matthias to the service. GSU really need this set to wrap up this game, whereas KDF really need this set in order for them to go for the 5-set thriller. Nicely set in the middle by Agri for Bernard Ochuli to execute it very well inside the court. This actually has caught GSU off guard, leading to Ochuli getting more like free attacks. Then quite a response, but I think it's in. Yeah, it's in. Quite a response by GSU for them to close the gap. But I think KDF have very high morale entering this game. Then it's a service error by Naftali Chumba, giving KDF the edge to move forward by 2 points. Very entertaining game. as expected. Kevin Omuse with the service. Directly to Naftali Chumba. Bonfentry tried to assist. Then an outside hit by Moses Masharia. I think he was trying to get a touch with the very, very high blocks of GSU. GSU are basically known for very, very tall and very, very, very good blocks. So I think Moses Masharia had no choice but try to get a touch. Nice pick. Then very, very, very good side out by Cornelius. So on to the comment section. Emmanuel Egon, Coach Tarus should reinstate Matui and Misiko. Also, why is there out of play? Actually, we don't know. Pauline Muchemi wanahesabu vibaya. I think all is good with the scores. It's 11 ups. Victor Gitau Moses must be the man of the match. Actually, for this aspect, he has been a key person of the GSU side. Walter Sang, KDF, all the best. Eric Omod, GSU, all the best. Then we have Alberto. Is that the voice of Luco Petro, the commentator? Yes, it's me. Thank you for recognizing that. Service by KDF. Moses with the service. Good reception by Naftali Chumba. Then a clean side out by Bonfentry Mukehe, making the game 12 apiece. It's quite a very entertaining match, owing the fact that KDF are coming back, trying to get this set for them to go to a 5-set thriller. Joshua Kimaru with the service. Nice pick by Samoe. Then an attack error by the KDF side. I think it's a point to the KDF side. I think it's a net touch. Yeah, it's a net touch by the GSU side. Initially, it was an attack error by Karanja. Nice pick by GSU. Nice attempt by Moses Masharia, but not quite efficient for it to be back in play. It's a quite consideration by the KDF side for them to quickly transit and pick up that ball easily for them to get a clean score. Nice attack by Bernard Uchuli. Not that powerful, but quite technical. Between the blocks, realizing that there's a space between the blocks and easily putting it down on the GSU side for it to be 14 for KDF and 13 for the GSU. Donald Ofula, all the best GSU. Andrew Kipiegon, all the best KDF. Alberto Luke, do you remember me, coach? I'm hoping to see you at training. Yeah. I hope to see you too in training. Very, very intriguing match. Quite a score by the KDF side. Actually, they have very, very good morale. Nice attack by Joshua Kimaru. Backcourt pipe, leading it to a 1-set. 1 point, lead by the KDF side. GSU really need this set for them to actually wrap up this game. For KDF, they need it. Nice attack, middle attack by Bernard Ochuli. Other than Moses Masharia for the KDF side, I think Bernard Ochuli is very instrumental for this side. He has been quite exponential with his attacks. He's quite good in his attacks. Nice transition by Matthias, leading to a quick and very good and effective backcourt pipe by Joshua Kimaru. I really love the setting of these setters in this game. They have actually realized the good and the score makers of their game. Nice technical by Kelvin Omuse. You don't really need the power, you just need the scope. So it's a clean touch out to Kelvin Omuse, giving KDF an edge. 17-15. Service by Bernard Wechuli. Very instrumental. Joshua Kimaru, right cross into the pitch. Very powerful. I think even Kevin Omuse on the net is still wondering how, but he's been exponential with his attacks. Service by Naftali Chumba. Nice pick by Moses Masharia. Then a very powerful attack by Moses Masharia. Actually, that is quite a good response, owing to the fact that they had previously been heavily hit by Joshua Kimaru. So it's quite a very good response by Moses Masharia, leading it to a very comfortable, not very comfortable, but a very good lead by 2 scores of KDF. They should not get comfortable very much. GSU a very good force. Very not convenient ball control by Samuel. Actually, this is very intriguing. So Samuel has to pick those balls in order for it to make a difference. So I think he has to step up his game. Misiko comes in. Cornelius goes out. I think it's the block. Having seen Misiko being in the far main Cairo, so I think he's trying to. There goes Moses Masharia again. This guy is on fire today. Actually, they've realized he's the main person of the team. I think that ball was quite intriguing. I think Matthias, if well positioned, could have actually gotten that ball. Not quite effective, but at least in the air for it to continue with play. So they have to see how it's going to be. Service by the KDF side. Good service to Boniface Mukehe. Then a quick side out. Right in the back. Left of the court. Joshua Kimaru on to the service. KDF really need this set for them to go for the 5th set. So Joshua Kimaru with the service. Nice pick by Moses. Then a good conversion by Moses. Not every time is power. He has done some very good skill. Placing it just right in front of Joshua Kimaru. This makes it a very intriguing set. So Nick comes in for Agri. I think Nick Kimutai has a good service compared to Agri. So basing on the fact that he's known for his good service, I think he's trying to destabilize GSU reception. I think they're checking on the rotation if they need to be corrected. I think they're correct. So Nick goes to the service. Service is from the KDF side. So if you really need to watch this game, it's live at the Moi Kasarani Indoor Stadium. If you are home, you need to watch it. Go to your YouTube page, search for the Trailblazers Volleyball Club page handle. then you can get full experience on how this first men's match of the 2022-2023 playoffs is going on. Bonfenti Mukehe with the service. Onto the comment section. Kelix saying very, then with the smiley emoji for Area. It's 3-2 in favor of KDF. Quick and very good attack by one and only Moses Masharia for him to go to the service and execute it very well. So he needs to compose himself and serve it across the court. Nice service. Then a net touch by Maxwell, giving the point to the GSU side. So it's very intense. Very intense. So a quick sub by GSU side. Dominic Ruto comes in, Emmanuel Kugo goes out. I think it's the coach's idea on who's better in front, since we are heading towards the completion of the fourth set. GSU at 20, then KDF at 21. Very entertaining match. So it's the third match of the day. Then a quick middle pipe attack by Moses Masharia. He has been instrumental for the KDF side, making it back to the 2-point lead where they require for them to get this set. They actually, for now, they need 3 scores. For GSU, they need 5 scores, but it's not over until it's over. Nice attack by Joshua Kimaru. The setters have realized they are score makers in this game. For the KDF side, I think they're usually using Moses Masharia and Bernard Wechuli, but as of now, Bernard Wechuli is out, being a middle blocker. And for the GSU side, Matthias Kimboy is utilizing the power and the accuracy of Joshua Kimaru, making it a very intriguing match for the first men's game of the 2022-2023 playoffs. So, back to the fourth set. You really need to watch this game live. Move towards the Moi KASARANI Indoor Stadium. Back at home, you can really watch it from the Trailblazers volleyball page, officially on YouTube as Trailblazers VC. Then you can check for the ongoing game between KDF and quite an untimely area by Moses Masharia. Quick timeout by KDF. It was as a beginning of unexpected error for Maxwell, having been among the best receivers of the KDF side. So doing a mistake of the reception, which he's being responsible for in the game, makes it very hard for the KDF side to get a clear side out. So he has to receive it well. Owing to their formation, they are trying to cover Masharia so that he can attack very well. So substitution by the KDF side, comes in Lagat, then goes out Masharia. I think it's just to rest for a while. Then I think he can come in with a lot of power and relaxation after a while. So nice reception. Then a very good attack by Kelvin Omuse. Cross court think Matthias tried to dig the ball, but basing on the power behind the ball, it makes it very, very hard for him to pick this ball. Service by Kelvin Omuse. Directly towards. Then an error by Joshua Kimaru. A very, very unlikely error and unexpected error at a very, very, very wrong time of the game. It's actually a point that could have taken GSU to 23 ups, but it's a very, very untimely error. So we need Joshua to step up for the GSU side. Service by Kelvin Omuse. Nice pick by Hudson. Then a confirmation by Matthias. And it's a net touch by the KDF side. So the KDF side need one score to make it 2-2 so that they can go for the 5-set thriller. The GSU side need a score for them to equalize and save the match point. Service by Naftali Chumba. Nicely picked by Lagat. Nicely picked by Hudson. Then a block by the KDF side, making it 2-2. As expected, it's a 5-set thriller. Very, very, very unpredictable, but the way we expected it. Nice block by Maxwell. Judging by how he celebrated very well going down to the pitch, it makes it very, very, very enticing and very, very, very happy for them to actually come from 2 sets down. For now, they've salvaged the point. It's 1 point apiece. So they really, really need to win the 5th set for them actually get 2 points. So the way you said, it's a very, very enticing game. Those who can make it to the KASARANI Indoor Stadium, you are welcome. Entry is free. It's very, very enticing. A lot of actions, a lot of packed actions. Still waiting for you in line. It's the 4th game and the 2nd men's game. It's a game between the Kenya Prisons men and the Kenya Post Authority men. So they need. They will play after the GSU and the KDF game. So far, it's 2-2. It was very, very, very enticing. So the match statistics of the 4th set, where KDF picked the set, making it 2-2. For points, we have 25 for KDF, 23 for GSU. Under the attacks, they've shared their attacks. It's 16 apiece. Then among us, the main difference that came in this set, it's the block, where KDF have 2 blocks. For GSU, they have 1 S. Opponent's error, GSU have 6, then KDF have 7, making it 25-23 in favor of GSU. As wasted, yeah, waiting for the 5th set. most anticipated set in a game is coming on. As we expected, a very, very intriguing and a very, very tight match between the Kenya Defence Forces and the General Service Unit side. Having been both paramilitary sides, we expected a lot of force between the two teams. So for now, it's the fifth set and the decider. GSU led the two sets very comfortably. Not that comfortably, but acquired the sets very well. But KDF garnered themselves up and actually picked the two sets, ending this game into a 5-set thriller. So it's actually the beginning of the fifth set, making it unpredictable for who can pick this set. Thank you guys for tuning in. Nimro Kamadi, Pastor, is reporting for training. Bitok as well. Regan Declan, hashtag Ulinzi. Matthew Tuitek, definitely GSU will win by bringing back Nicholas Matui. Farida Catherine, it shall be 3-2 in favor of GSU. We have BJ Rufino, who you guys think will win. I can't say. I need your comments. So Matthew Tuyek again says, yeah, Matui is back, which is I think good for the viewers side who are requesting for Matui. Fifth set on. Nice pick by Samuel. Then an attack by Moses Masharia. Nice pick by Maxwell. Then a very, very, very powerful attack, by Moses Masharia, drilling it right in the middle of the court, sending the KDF side into a lot of frenzy. This is quite the start they needed for them to actually have. Nice attack by Joshua Kimaru. These setters, the way I say, they've realized they are score makers. So they're actually utilizing all the necessary resources they can get for them. Nice pick by Samuel. Then an error by Moses Masharia, leading to GSU getting the second score of this tie. Service by Matthias Kimboy directly towards Maxwell. Then a nice and middle attack by one Bernard Ochuli. Very, very intriguing match. Very, very entertaining match. The way you've seen. Service towards Naftali Chumba, not best of the reception required. A spin towards GSU side. Nicholas Matui. Very poor pick by the backcourt side of the KDF, leading to GSU picking the third score of the game. Service by the GSU side. Naftali Chumba directly towards Moses Masharia. Kevin Omuse, nice flip. Pick up well by the KDF side. Moses Masharia, quick execution. He has been on form today, leading to him picking the third score, making it 3-3 between this intriguing match in the Moi International Sports Stadium. Kevin Omuse with the service. Set by... It was quite an attempt by Samuel, but did it get quite the touch required for the ball to be in action? So, nice try, but GSU side really trying very hard to get this game. Service by Shadrach Misiko. Very, very, very tense tense, very, very, very tense match. I think there's an injury situation with Samuel. I think the fall from the attempt to save that ball, I think it's an injury on the shoulder. It's quite painful. It's very, very hard for you to lose this caliber of libero at this particular juncture of this set, where you really, really need this set to win a game. Sending the technical bench of the KDF side into a lot of deep thoughts. So they have to think very well on how they're going to cope up if Samoa is going to add. But the look of things, Samoa is quite okay, meaning they have what it takes in order for them to win this particular set. Service by the General Service Unit, Shadrach Misiko. Nice. I think it's a net touch by Dominic Ruto. It was an attempt by Matthias Kimboi to pick up that ball, but it was quite fast by Karanja. Then out of play, but initially it was a net touch by Dominic Ruto. Moses Macharia on the service side for the KDF side. Nice spin towards the other side of the KDF side. Then a block by the KDF side, making it 5-4. Very, very, very intriguing match. I think it's a fault that requires to be verified by the referee.
It's Joshua Kimaru on the service. A very good jump floater. That's an open toss from the KDF side. Good spin from Maxwell. Chumba on the transition. Good dig by the libero from KDF. And GSU get the score. Wow, I think, look, this is a very nail-biting encounter between GSU and KDF.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very very tight game.
KDF has managed to regroup themselves, coming from 2 sets down. I think they are on the ascendancy. They have the momentum on the advantage.
Yeah, so it's a very, very, very tight game. For those who didn't know, I'm joined here by my co-host and very experienced player, captain of the Trailblazer side, James Montero. It's quite an honor to have him as my co-host for this fifth set of this first set, for this first game between the KDF and the GSU side. James, what's your say about this fifth set?
I think the fifth set is a coin toss. It can go either side, but I'm seeing both sides are giving the best they got. They are removing all the tools from the arsenal to ensure they take away the 2 points. So it's Moshai on the service. He serves long and gets it out of the court, so it's advantage GSU.
So it's the way James has said, it's a toy scorn for this game. So we don't really know who can really win this game. So it's hard for you to predict.
Joshua on the attack, but hits it long. And I think there's a complaint from the GSU side. No, it's not a challenge, but it's a score to the KDF side. The scores are 7-ups. Whoever wins the next point gets to change the sides in the lead. Good attendance. Look, being on a Monday, I think the attendance is quite encouraging.
Yeah, owing to the fact that it's a work day and it's towards the end of the day, the attendance is very high and quite we expect more since we have another match between the Kenya Prisons men team and the Kenya Ports Authority. So it's a change of sides between this match of the GSU and the KDF side, where GSU are leading by 8 scores to 7.
And I think the KDF team has to regroup fast, because I think GSU are using all the experience they have from the many years of competing in the playoffs to at least see if they can get an edge over their adversaries, KDF. But it's anyone's game, so let's see what transpires.
On to the comment side, we have Eria Paulo Ogwang saying KDF is getting inside 3 points. They have lost all their services. I think they can't get 3 points. For now, they can settle for only 2. Then we have Kelvin Gashiri saying Team Ulinzi.
It's Lagat on the service. I think he'll serve where the blockers put a screen. So let's see. He has a very good float service.
Quick direction point by Coach Gideon Tarus, actually directing Lagat to serve the way James has said onto the screening part.
I think from the instruction is he should serve to position 5. Let's see. Serves in the middle of the court. Good recycling. He tips the ball over onto the GSU side, and it's a kill block by Joshua Kimaru. He has been the star of the show from the GSU side, in my opinion.
Yeah, he has actually been instrumental for the side. Matthias realizing that he really has been their star, owing to the fact that he did a couple of errors towards the 4th set, but right now I think he has stepped up very well. It's quite encouraging from him to get back on track and try and get these 2 points for his side.
We can even now start hearing the GSU fans up in the stands. At the end of the 4th set, they were very silent, but I think now that their team is on the ascendancy, they have found their voice again. See, the physio is taking care of the KDF libero. I think he got injured as he was diving for a ball. So let's hope it's not a serious injury and he's able to carry on.
It's quite the nature of fans, the way James has said. GSU fans are trying to get onto the KDF nerves by shouting onto them so that they can maybe or lose focus on their attack. So from the comment side, DJ Humble says, so easy, really easy league. I don't think it's easy. It's very, very hard for you to play here. Dennis Mato says, go Ulinzi. Matthew Toyek says, GSU are entertaining KDF. Frederick Njoroge Kirumba, Mahetas wa GSU wamejaa huku.
Another chance ball to the GSU side. No, it's not a chance ball, but the ball is over-received, and you can see how livid Coach Gideon Tarus is. But the players are reminding him it's a human error. Error is to man, and so he should concentrate on the next point. Maxwell Kunoit serving. Let's see what the setter arranges as the point of good hit by Naftali Chumba. You can see Coach Aliwa encouraging his troops to rally on.
Naftali's hit takes GSU to 10-8.
And it's another point for carrying the ball from KDF. And they open a 3-point lead.
Owing to the fact that Prisons and KCB went to a 5-set thriller, it's a set of no mistakes. So the simple mistakes KDF are doing, this makes them really rally back.
Good reception. Good attack by Chuli in the middle. It's a good point to side out and at least try to gain some momentum from the KDF side. Let's see how they defend their service.
Bernardo Chuli with the service.
I think they are going to serve on position 5 where they have put the screen on the front court. Let's see. Serves on the libero. Good reception. Good hit by Naftali Chumba. There's a complaint from the KDF side that someone has touched the antenna. I don't know, look, from your point of view, is it the blocker or is it the attacker?
I think for me it's the attacker. It's the
the blocker.
It's the blocker.
Yeah, the
sorry
blocker
for that.
touches the antenna as
The
it goes up
blocker
for the
touches the
defense.
antenna.
Service by Naftali Chumba. Good float server. On a good day is a very good float server, but
Quite an untimely error. So giving KDF a point, making it a 2-point lead for the GSU side.
a substitution from the KDF side on the service department.
I think he has been instrumental in the service.
Good service, good reception by Matui, and good kill by Shadrach Misiko down the middle.
I think GSU have the morale. They are trying very, very well to capitalize.
And I also think GSU are not phased by the occasion. Maybe the nerves are starting to get on the KDF side, but you can see the GSU side making a very timely and calculated substitution with Cornelius Kiplagat entering, a very experienced outside hitter. He's been used sparingly for this match. We also see Chelule being introduced back in the front court defense. And I think Tarus has very much confidence in the substitutions that he's made. Let's see if they pay off. Cornelius with the service. Good defense by Chelule.
Sending GSU to match point the way they really anticipated how this match could go. KDF really need that timeout for now. It's set point for KDF. Then 10 scores. 4. It's set point for GSU. Then 10 points for KDF. KDF really need a miracle to get these scores. Not really a miracle. 4 points ain't that big of a difference, but GSU don't need to lose the nerves for them to be caught up by the KDF side and end up losing this set. But at this moment, GSU is the driving force towards getting this game.
The GSU fans in the stands are up from their seats, singing and rallying, giving their team a rallying call to kill off the match. The next point is very crucial for both teams. Let's see how it plays out. It's match point GSU and KDF have 10 scores. They have a deficit of 4. Let's see if they're able to close the gap. Cornelius with the service. Serves well, good reception. And a very good hit from the KDF side.
On to the comment side, Chep Kerui, Twiska Gogo GSU. I hope Zawadi GSU Gogo, Maurice Kamande, he Menda. That's the common norm that is being used. Professor Franklin Wabwoba, he Menda. Then Rose Midoni, all the best KDF.
GSU with a very timely timeout to maybe to destabilize the server. What's your take on that, Luke?
It's quite a strategy. It's a point where most of players it's more like tension-like, owing to the fact that you only need one score. The others don't need. They are actually chasing that game. So GSU's side are in a lot of pressure. They need to execute it. Just one for them to get this game. For the KDF side, they require. For now, they require 3 scores for them to level up with the GSU side. So it's still match point GSU and 11 for the KDF side. Got with the service. Nice pick. Poor pick by Nicholas Matui. Then a nice defense. Nice cover.
And the ever reliable Joshua Kiprono
delivers it
the match
for the GSU side, ending the match in 15-11. Very, very, very tough match. For those who said go GSU from the comment section, your prayers, I think they've been answered.
I think they are very happy lot.
Very, very happy lot the way my colleague James Mutero has said. So the match ends 3-2 in favor of the GSU side.
And hats off to KDF. They have really given GSU a run for their money. Remember, GSU are perennial champions. 13 times national champions. 13-14 times. So you can imagine the amount of experience in that side. And KDF has a relatively younger team, but I think they have held their own. It's hard luck. It's anyone's game. Unlike in most sports where maybe you can have a draw, volleyball is a very one-sided game. You must have a winner, you must have a loser. And on the day, GSU carry the win. But KDF can take confidence that they have some few errors that which, if they can rectify, they can give a better account of themselves in the remaining matches.
So in the total statistics of the game, you can see from your screen, we have points. GSU have 110 points, whereas KDF 106 points. For attacks, GSU have 75, whereas KDF have 61. Blocks, KDF coming dominant with 14, and GSU with 3. Services, GSU with 3, and KDF with 1. Opponents error, GSU having given the KDF side a lot of points with 29, then KDF with 28. So as we wait for the next match between the KDF, the Kenya Prison Service side, and the KPS side, we are looking forward for the next encounter.